2021, am I right in saying that?
Yeah. So going back to when I started powerlifting, as I mentioned, Trinity Barbell, Dav was the coach at the time and we were training in abs. And I started in September 2019. And I remember watching EPF Europeans that year because Dav was going. And there was a few other people, just names that I knew from around the gym were going. And I remember watching it and I was like, I want to do that. I want that to be me. And that was really all I thought about for every training session until 2021. And when I did the COVID Cup, I think I totaled 272. So that was in March 2020. And then August, I did 275. I ended up running into a back injury like very early on in my powerlifting training. I haven't struggled with it since at all, thank God. But I didn't really add anything to my total. And I remember doing that comp in August, and to be honest with you, I was so gutted with it. I was so disappointed in myself because I thought I would be so much further on by then. And I remember in December of that year, I met Ian Benson and I asked him to be my coach. And I said to him, I really want to total 315 kilos. And then by July, I got an invite to trial for the Irish team. So I'd been back up in Dublin. I'd been training around. I think people could see that I had made progress. And obviously 2021 was a bit different for qualifying for the Irish team because we didn't have competitions leading up to it. So they decided a couple of people who would have been previously good juniors or good open got their invites. But then they decided to do like a trial day, which was essentially just a competition. It was a mock meet for other lifters who they thought had the potential to make the team. And I did that trial day and I totaled about 345 at it. And the qualifying total was like 350. So I got my invite to go. I went to Sweden in September and I totaled 352. And yeah, that was just the best thing ever. I am obsessed with powerlifting. People who are close to me know it. Like I eat, sleep, breathe it. If there's a competition on somewhere in America at the weekend and I follow a lifter on Instagram, I'm watching it. I love this sport. So to be around all the top lifters and see them in person, it was just crazy. And I was quite emotional at it because I achieved a goal that I set for myself. This is so silly, I'm emotional talking about it, but it meant so much to me to do that.
Well, let me just say as well, I've had Jake Brennan on a couple of times, and Jake is, for better or worse, Jake is a contentious figure. However, he says the only real regret he has from powerlifting is not doing it as a natural because he wanted to wear that singlet.
Yeah.
So you have achieved that honor, and I'd say you're the envy of every other powerlifter that hasn't gotten to that level because that is the pinnacle of what we can do in the Irish PF. So you should, if you're getting emotional about it, I completely understand. That is a level I aspire to be at one day as well. Like I've only done a handful of IPF meets, but that's the motivation behind it. I'd love to be at that level. So if you're emotional about it, I totally understand. So congratulations. That's a phenomenal level to reach in the couple of years you've been in, and it is a testament to your work ethic.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Like, I mean, it is. Because I said the same to Kim. You might remember last year, I put out a message asking people for pictures of them competing because I was making when I worked in FlyFit, I presented a powerlifting workshop and I actually used yourself and Kim in your IPF singlets as a testament to that. While powerlifting has this stigma of like everyone being just big fat dudes. Alex Kremens recently said it on his visit. He was on the Odyssey podcast and he said, I thought powerlifting was just a sport for fat people. And then he realized he could do it at 60 kilos or when he was quite a bit lighter. But I used you guys as the idea that, like, you know, you don't have to become this, you know, super morbidly obese person to represent your country internationally, because you both have achieved that. And then incidentally, I used Mark Stell and Keane as the male equivalent. So that's the regard many of us hold you in. So again, congratulations to you on that achievement.